Hey guys. So tonight we lost the log lady, Margaret Lanterman. I mean, Catherine Coulson she's been passed away for a little while, but tonight we lost the log lady. Very emotional. I mean, I was definitely, there were definitely a little, my eyes welled up for sure. She's been such an integral part of, Twin Peaks, and she's sort of an icon, pop culture icon. And tonight we said goodbye, or good night rather. So that was rough. That was a little rough, and I thought it was interesting that they paid respects to Margaret Lanterman in the credits. I wonder if that's how Catherine wanted to go out. So good night, log lady. So the episode, so much happened in tonight's episode. Richard meets Evil Cooper, Doppel Cooper. He goes to accuse him of being an FBI agent and tries to shoot him, and quickly finds he is no match for Mr. C, and quickly gets taken down. And now they're going for a ride, and he's going to let him know some stuff. And tonight we were also reintroduced to Phillip Jefferies. Now, Phillip Jeffries seems to be speaking in the form of almost like a tea kettle. I don't completely understand, but of course there's been a lot of sort of metallic fixtures in the series. We have that sort of fixture where Nido was dwelling before she fell off. We have the watchtower metallic fixture. There's just been a lot of just metal and very industrial stuff, as we've seen in a lot of David Lynch artwork. He loves the industrial sort of era. He loves going to abandoned factories and photographing them, if you've seen those documentaries. So Jeffries is like this very metallic looking, spaceship looking teapot, and he speaks to Mr. C, and everything is very unclear. Even Mr. Evil Cooper, Doppel Cooper, seems a little confused by what he's telling him. And then we have the flashback with the redubbed Bowie voice that it was a little bit more obvious this time around. The last episode, last part, it was less obvious. Now I'm noticing that it's redubbed, just I guess to make way for this voice coming out of the teapot, which I have mixed feelings about. I wasn't totally convinced that was supposed to be Bowie, but I guess they're trying to push it, since obviously they probably didn't get what they needed before Bowie passed. So apparently Cooper, which I guess Jeffries does believe this is Cooper, which is a little confusing to me. So I don't know. See, when Jeffries goes back in time in Fire Walk with Me, does he already know there are two Coopers? I mean, he knows there are two Coopers when he goes back, but is this the Jeffries that we met tonight? Does he know that there's two Coopers? 'Cause I mean, Mr. C recalls that day in the office, and Jeffrey seems to be sure that is him. I think I'm a little confused by what happened there, but I guess the most interesting thing that happened was apparently we've already met Judy, or Cooper has already met Judy, at least original Cooper, our Cooper maybe. That I think that Phillip Jefferies, the teapot, thinks he's speaking to real Cooper, and they both have similar memories, but I mean they probably have identical memories, but Jeffrey seems to think that this is main Cooper number one, and apparently he's met Judy before. Now I'm thinking maybe Judy was the woman with the very strange looking woman that unlocked the door for him, or is Judy someone we've met already? Was she in the original series? Is she somebody we've met this series so far? I don't know. I don't really have any theories. Judy threw me for a loop. I know originally Judy was supposed to be Josie's sister, her twin sister, I believe. But I feel like maybe that isn't totally canon still. I mean, it might be, but I'm honestly not sure. I'm at a loss for any idea of who Judy can be at this point. I mean, it might still be Josie's sister. I mean, when did we meet Josie's sister? Was it sort of like a Parent Trap kind of thing happening during the original series? Sometimes it was Josie and sometimes it was Judy. I don't know. So now I'm thinking back, if there's any obvious tell that could indicate that it was two different people operating in Twin Peaks. Were they both swapping out to like cover more ground? I'm curious. I don't know. That's just a new theory, that Judy and Josie were always together in the original series. They might not be related at all. So another little interesting thing, our buddy with the green glove and James are now in prison. So we have Chad, we have Nido, we have Bill, who we're assuming is Billy, the one with the bloody mouth, in the jail cell. James, and I keep forgetting his name, with the green glove. It seems like it's sort of putting them there with intention. It's sort of, everything I see happening now, I sort of liken back to David Lynch's unified theory sort of thing. Everything is connected. Everything has sort of a reason. Now they're in jail, and they came to the bar. He punched them, and now they're in jail for a reason. And I think they're gonna help protect Nido. I do think so. Going back to Phillip Jeffries, it seems like the Woodsmen are working for Phillip Jeffries. I mean, we saw the one Woodsman that crushed Hastings' head. I'm pretty sure that was the same guy that led Cooper through the room to the sort of motel, which I thought was really cool. The convenience store, they went upstairs, and then we saw the room. We saw the room from the painting. Laura Palmer's painting. So then I guess that photo was of the convenience store, where they live in the convenience store, and it acted like a portal to wherever this world was. Originally I thought maybe it was Twin Peaks, but you know, it could have been anywhere really. The woman spoke backwards, spoke the sort of the Black Lodge backwards speak, and the funniest part is when the phone is ringing, Cooper goes to answer the phone, he gets launched back into the front of the convenience store. I thought that was kind of funny. Phillip Jeffries kind of hinting at him to get the hell out of there. And then the convenience store disappeared, which I didn't expect. Is it a TARDIS? Like, what's going on there? I was expecting to see it reappear in the woods in Twin Peaks, but I'm sure we'll see it again when we least expect it, or when we most expect it. I don't know. I feel like it is going to show up in Twin Peaks at some point. So the whole thing with Steven in the woods and the gun, and he wanted to, and I mean, he did assume, we didn't see it on screen, but apparently he killed himself, and he was tripping. I guess Becky's gonna be upset, but she might be safe from some abuse, which, you know, but it's always terrible to see somebody take their own life. For a second I thought something was gonna happen to sort of redeem him and help him. I thought maybe we'd see the fireman sort of pull him in and sort of reassure him about himself, because I mean, it seemed like he got to a bad point. He felt very worthless and upset with himself and irredeemable, which led him to take his own life. No matter, I mean, it seems like he had two women that loved him very much, but he just was overcome with, like, I guess, depression and anxiety, and him having a really bad trip, it seemed. And he just, I mean, we're assuming, because we didn't actually see anything, him take himself out. And I believe the man walking the dog, I'm pretty sure that was Mark Frost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like Mark Frost when he went to see Carl and they did the close-up. So it looked like another little Mark Frost cameo there with his little doggy. I thought that was pretty cute. So the part that made me sort of jump out of my seat a little bit was the Dougie scene when he's eating chocolate cake, which is a very slow, labored scene of him eating chocolate cake. He messes with the remote for a second, and then he turns it on and hears the name Gordon Cole, and like something triggers in his brain. And I thought that was the best scene. Kyle did a really great job of like the holy crap kind of thing, realization. And then he hears the buzzing and he sticks a fork into the electric outlet. So I'm guessing he's gonna wake up now. I'm guessing that's gonna sort of shock him awake. It's going to be hysterical if that's actually how it happens, but I feel like maybe he just needed a jolt to the system. It seemed like it was sort of calling to him. It was, you know, the electricity was, you know, tingling, and the TV didn't seem to be plugged in, although the fact that there wasn't anything plugged into the outlet isn't really, I mean, it could be plugged in anywhere, but I think the message they were trying to get out was that the TV wasn't plugged in and he was able to turn it on, hear the name Gordon Cole, and then stick his fork into the socket, and Janie just shrieking. So I feel like we're in for it the next episode, and there's everything is really coming together. It's gonna be, I really want to know what's happening with Dougie now. So yeah, so much happened, in this episode. Of course, we get to see Big Ed and Norma finally together. After, what, almost 50 years? How old are they? I forgot what it said. In high school. So I'm guessing 40, 50 years. They've been sort of on and off and pining for each other and never found the right moment. And Nadine finally says, it's okay. I know. I'm not going to hold you back anymore. I'm not going to be bitter and jealous about it. And I'm just going to let you go and be happy. Which I thought was really good to see. I've always liked Nadine as a character, and I felt like she was broken, and she never really got a chance to be like a normal person. And now she has confidence in herself. She's not so held back by this jealousy and hatred and just lack of self-awareness and acceptance ultimately. And this is the theme. I feel like the theme of this episode was a lot of accepting difficult things that are not going to be easy, but ultimately are for the better, or just for the new and the different. And like Margaret said, it's just the change. I know this video is a long one, but I felt like it was a very important episode. Not even because of what happened in the episode, just felt the philosophy introduced in this episode, and there's a lot of heart to it. And especially with the Ed and Norma scene with the blue skies over Twin Peaks and everything was bright and not dreary, and the music, it was just it was a really happy episode and a really sad episode. And I'm gonna miss this show when it's gone, and I feel like that's the ultimate message. There might not be more. We might, as fans, been people that have been watching this since the beginning. I've only been watching it for 5-ish years, and I think maybe this was David Lynch's and Mark Frost's message for us to let it go. It's okay. It was fun while it lasted, but ultimately we do have to let it go. So I really think that was probably the message to us. So now I'm not sure if there's going to be a season 4. We might get the final dossier. That might be it. This might be the swan song of Twin Peaks, which is of course sad, but we have to learn as a community to just let it go, to move on. So thank you guys for watching. Please leave your theories and thoughts about this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe as always, because you know how much I appreciate that. And if you can, pour one out for Margaret Lanterman, for Catherine Coulson, for doing such a stand-up job, bringing it to the Log Lady and being such an iconic, memorable character that touched a lot of our hearts. She's more important than it's just more important than a TV show character. I think just the impact and the philosophies that this character introduces, and I'm grieving a little bit tonight, and I'm sure we all will, but we'll be okay. It's just a little bit of a change. All right, guys. Before I get too sappy, I'm going to let you go. Stay tuned for more videos from Joey Pedras. That's me. See you later.